Schalke are one of the biggest clubs in Germany, a club with so much history. 7 Bundesliga titles, 5 DFB Pokals, and just as recent as 2017-2018, second in the top flight of Germany, the Bundesliga. Today, they are 16th in the second tier of Germany, and things have not gone well. It has been a downward spiral of financial turmoil and bad things here at Schalke. And today, we're going to look to, brighten the mood of everyone surrounding Schalke. They've got one of the best wonderkids on the game in Hassan Wadrego. We're going to be trying to make him a superstar. We're going to try and get them back into the Bundesliga and, of course, back into the top half, back into the Champions League, and why not try and lift one? We've got 5 years to do it. I'm going to be signing wonderkids under the age of 23 for under £10 million. It's going to be a wild, wild journey, so strap yourselves in as we rebuild Schalke. Now, the age profile of the squad here at Schalke is not fantastic. If we just look above 30 years of age, there is 9 players, and they are some of the best players as well, being a 3.5-star Simon Terode, a 3.5-star Marius Müller, and a bunch of 3-star centre-back, centre-mid strikers that are 33 years old. That is not good for Football Manager in these slides. If you've played FM, you want wonder kids like this guy, Hassan Wadrego. Now, this guy looks fantastic. He was phenomenal on last year's Football Manager, and this year he looked very, very good as well. A very versatile player. Can play on the wings, can play in cam, centre mid, or even in CDM. And my plan for this guy is the Segundo Volante role, the most attractive role on Football Manager. The Segundo Volante is superb and is so fun to use. He's already consistent and is only 17 years of age. So Hassan Wadrego is our star boy for this Schalke rebuild. We've also locked in for the first season Tristan Usmani in the central attack midfielder role. This guy's an 18-year-old Austrian central attack midfielder, and I think he is going to be good enough to get us promoted. His stats are decent. Remember, we're in the second tier of Germany, so we can take risks on players like that and also take risks on Jean-Paul Ndaido. This guy is 16 years of age, which is absolutely outrageous. He turns 17 in a couple of weeks, so he's not actually that young. Well, he is still very, very young. He's consistent, but he is very quick. He's got great finishing, great determination, not the best composure, but again, I think he can do a job in the second tier of Germany. So our goal is to lock them 3 in for this first year, alongside this formation, a 4-2-3-1 with a Volante, a shadow striker, and an advanced forward. DM on support, 2 wing backs, 2 ball playing defenders, and wingers. And we're going to be looking to exploit the space in behind. A very good cam, a very quick striker, and hopefully Wadrego dominating the midfield. Now, I'd also mentioned in the little intro that there's not a lot of money. There's £100 million in the red as you load up, and at debts of £252 million. So £350 million in the red, yeah? It's not a good start, is it? And that's why we're setting the limits of this save as a 10 million and under Wonder Kid rebuild of 23 years of age and under as well. Now, I'll be going through the scouting of that in just a second. And I also will be going through a video on Sunday of all the scouting and how I've been doing this whole week. We have a rebuild with Sunderland, which has been fantastic, Brighton, and then this one where I've used the same scouting methods to find fantastic Wonder Kids. And you're going to see over this 5 years just how well you can find Wonder Kids for so cheap and build a club like Schalke from 16th in the Bundesliga 2 to one of the best teams in Germany, again in just 5 years. So let's get into it. Season number 1, I'm expecting promotion. If I'm honest, I'll be very, very gutted if we're not. We've played 2 games already, 1 win and 1 loss. Hopefully, I'll bring you guys back as champions of the second tier of Germany. And well, to absolutely nobody's surprise, that is exactly what we have done. I mean, I'd have been very, very disappointed in myself if that's not what we've done. 73 points, a 26 goal difference, 22 wins, 7 draws and 5 losses. We retain, well, we win the championship back after going up and then down and then back up in first place. We are the German Norwich, as we're going to call Schalke from now on. That is very rude to Schalke. That is just, calling out a big old fan base right there. Now, Hassan Wadrego this season was absolutely fantastic in that Volante role. A 6.97 at 17, going 18 years of age is absolutely brilliant. 33 games, 2 goals and 5 assists. And Jean-Paul Ndaido was okay. There we had no one on the top goal scorers list, and that's because this guy wasn't actually that good. He scored 9 goals and got 3 assists in 32 games. It was a little bit average, and wasn't really good enough, but we were good enough to win the league, so that is all that matters. And Tristan Osmani was fantastic again, 13 goals and 6 assists, 33 games, but you can see he's got a £0 value and he's leaving us. He didn't accept a brand new contract. He's to Hoffenheim on a free contract. So Tristan, well, we're going to win the league in 5 years. You're going to probably be in the Bundesliga too with Hoffenheim. So enjoy your career, mate, but you ain't going to be here at Schalke. Rodrigo, we're going to keep an eye on his progress as well. This is the only time we're going to look at it other than the last season. So I want to see what this guy's like in 5 years' time. How many of these stats have gone up? 5, 6, 7? Who knows? Because he really is that good. Money-wise, obviously there's still no money at the club whatsoever. Now, we have cleared a little bit of the debt. We've gone from 100 million to 27 million pounds there, and 250 up to 270. So we've cleared around 50 million pounds of red balance, which is great, I suppose. I mean, it's not that helpful, is it? We're still 276, still 300 million pounds in debt. The good thing here at Schalke, they've got great training facilities and youth facilities and a very good reputation. So signing players should be quite easy. Now, we've obviously got no money whatsoever. £171,000 in wage budget is good. So if we sort of do that, make it in the middle, £5 million to improve this ridiculously aging squad where there is thousands of players that are too old and not good enough. We've got all of these players pretty much leaving the club straight away, and all of these that are probably too old and not good enough. So without further ado, let's get into it. The signings for our first season in the Bundesliga as Schalke manager. Very, very quickly, I'm going to show you how I found all the players that we have signed today. We've used these 5 or 6, 15 to 23-year-old recruitment focuses. Now, these look like they're a little bit, all over the place, but they are very, very good. They help you find players from all over the world. For example, this bottom one is going to help you find players from North America. 1-star credibility, 3-star potential, ongoing, any position, search away. We then go on to the next one, which is South America, slightly better current player, slightly better potential, any position, ongoing, and fire away. I'm going to show you guys exactly how to do that on Sunday, so keep an eye out for that video, but that video is going to be out on Sunday, and that's just a little bit of how we found everyone in today's rebuild. There's a lot of players we have signed, and there's a lot of players that we're going to continue to sign as well using this method. Just like Urco Gonzalez de Zarate. Now, this guy is a fantastic Spanish central defensive midfielder, signed for a grand total of £600,000 in the Real Sociedad B team and the Real Sociedad first team. He played 26 games last season, which is good enough for me to come up to the first tier of the Bundesliga because he looks very, very good as a deep line playmaker in the base of midfield. 16 vision, 15 first touch, 15 passing. Hands up. Done. That is all I need to see from you, Zarate. Get the ball and pass it on and give it to Hassan Rodrigo because he is going to be the superstar. He's not quick. He's not exactly fantastic defensively, but he is more than good enough to go ahead and do the work we need him to do. So welcome in Urco Gonzalez de Zarate for £600,000. Martin Dardai is my next signing from Hertha BSC. And again, what a fantastically well-rounded player this guy is. He can play at centre-back, he can play at CDM, and he can play at central midfield if we need him to. Some fantastic stats all across the board. And again, starting for £4.4 million. He's 22 years of age. He's apparently a good Bundesliga 2 player. I would disagree. This guy is a very well-rounded player and could play in most Bundesliga sides as a utility option. So Martin Dardai, thank you for coming in. And for £3.2 million, Hugo Novoa has come in. Now, this guy is at RB Leipzig as you start up the save. He has been at Basel and Utrecht, I believe, on loan in real life. And this guy, for me, is going to be good enough to be our right winger. A 4-star credibility player, great dribbling, first touch, and pace, which is going to be very, very important. He's also 6 foot tall, so getting the end of some crosses could be decent for him. He's got a decent enough jump reach and head in for a back post header. So Hugo Novoa is in, and like I said, 3.2 million, an absolute bargain. 7.05 last season in the Netherlands. So hopefully this guy can come in, play 30 odd games, get 5 goals, 5 assists. That'll be enough to keep us up, which is going to be the goal for the first season. So Hugo Novoa, welcome to the club. And believe it or not, that is the only signings I was able to make. We sold Paul Seguin for £2 million to Montpellier and sold £4.9 million of players here as well. On this, you've got Sebastian Polter, Ralph Farman, Nicholas Castell has gone out on loan. Wajwan and Top have left on a 3. Moore on a £2 million fee. Ibrahim Cisse for £1 million. Kalat for 250k. Siebenberg for 3. And Templeman on a £1.5 million fee. And the squad is currently looking like so. Now, there is a few players in here that you might not have seen yet, and that is because they were out on loan last season and have come back. And the squad is actually looking pretty decent. We've got Muller in goal, who's a 3.5-star sort of goalkeeper, 31 years of age, decent enough keeper. Matriani, who's our right back, 24 years of age, again, looks good enough for me. He's got decent enough stats across the board. I don't believe that he's 24, but apparently he is, so we'll go with it. Leo Gremio, an Austrian centre-back, looks fantastic, but he is opting out of his contract at the end of the season, so good for this year and then probably gone. Baumgartel, a 28-year-old centre-back, looks very, very good. Dennis Merkin, I believe it is. He's an English left-back / left winger, which is perfect for the system we're playing with an inside forward with a full-back that can get up there next to him. He looks very, very good. Dizarate in DM. We've seen Schallenberg in midfield. It's a very good defensive midfielder. Again, great leadership, teamwork, stamina, natural fitness. Perfect for that role right there. And with Asan Rodrigo just next to him, our absolute star boy. Novoa on the right wing. Again, we've seen. And Kenyan Kerman is going to be our left winger. This guy's 30 years old. Not ideal, but he's a big inside forward on the left, 6'2". Again, then back post crosses are going to be flying into him. And Brian Lasme is our striker. 17 long throw-ins, great. 16 jumping, 16 strength, decent enough finishing, decent enough pace. 25 years of age, he actually looks quite good. As backups, Luka Poldic, Bruno Kaminski, Dardai, Becker, Mehmet Ayadin, Baluk, Kazui, Adrizi, Karacha, and Ofori are our backups. In terms of development centre, there is a lot of players here that just are not good enough right now, but are going to be in around the Schalke second team and the under-19s, or potentially going out on loan. It's a big old squad, and I can really see how they got themselves into so much financial trouble. We have cleared £25 million, which is good, and debts-wise, we've cleared £25 million off there as well. So we're doing okay in terms of the money side of things. We've done quite well in our first window. I think we've probably shortened the wage bill down quite a lot, getting rid of a lot of old players and bringing in some wonder kids that don't want too much, but first team football, which is what we're willing to give them. So for this second season, the first season in the Bundesliga, what can we do? Well, it's not what can we do, it's what Brian Lasme can't do. This guy is a bagsman, 24 goals and 6 assists in 32 games. Probably tells you that we did secure safety this season. Having a striker like Big Brian, getting on the end of them crosses with that unbelievable jump and reach and heading, decent enough finishing, and as quick as he is with 18 pace and 14 acceleration, is very, very helpful. He was fantastic this season, and obviously our superstar goal scorer. So Brian Lasme, sir, you are an absolute king. You have kept Schalke in the Bundesliga this season, and in fact, we've done much better than just stay in the Bundesliga. We were just on the edge of top half, coming 10th. Obviously, only 18 teams here in Germany. Bayern Munich, the Harry Kane effect. They didn't end up winning the league, which is hilarious. Leipzig won it. Brian Lasme got top goal scorer. Absolute king. I can't even see Harry Kane on the list. He's so far clear of Harry Kane, Brian Lasme. But yeah, we've come 10th, 10 wins, 12 draws, 12 losses, a 0 goal difference, 42 points. Playing in that 4-3-3 that we did this season was absolutely superb. We had a lot of stand-up performers. I mean, Brian Lasme obviously takes off the #1 spot. But in terms of everyone else, Hugo Novoa, I was doubting, well, I was sort of questioning whether he was good enough for this thing, because when you actually look at his stats, he's not unbelievable. But 10 goals, 9 assists, I said 5 and 5, I'd be happy. He's got me nearly a goal contribution every 1.5 games, so huge fan of that. Derry John Durkin is this guy's name, not Derek. 6 goals and 1 assist, 4 and 7 from Martin Dardai, 3 and 5 again from Asan Rodrigo is good enough for me. 18 years of age. He is progressing very, very nicely, becoming a very well-rounded midfielder. 27 million to 32 million pound in value. We are not going to cash in on him. He is going to be our superstar for this year. Zarate actually hardly played in DM, which is a little bit annoying. I didn't lock him in because we had a lot of good options there, but shows that he probably isn't maybe as good as I maybe thought. His stats look good, but other than that, it's not fantastic. Both our centre-backs want to leave, so 2 new centre-backs have got to come in. Luckily, we've got £2 million to spend. Lots of money here in Germany and at Schalke, which is fantastic. Balance-wise, of course, as you go through the season and you don't get all that money, we've gone down to £32 million in debt, but the debt is going to just keep fluctuating until we get into Europe. That's when we clear this debt off, because that European money is what we need. We need that Champions League bread, if you get what I'm saying. In terms of development centre, again, there's lots of players on here which just aren't good enough. There's so many players with this two-star potential, 2.5-star potential that I'm simply not interested in. They're not good enough. I'm interested in signings and getting in some wonder kids from around the world using these scouting parameters. So that's what we're going to go ahead and do. Data hub wise, we are conceded a few too many goals as well. So centre backs is going to be our key priority for this summer. 1.59 goals per game because of Big Brian. Said a bit, Brian. Let's go sign some more players. Right, we're getting into the meat and bones of the save now. Getting into the meat and bones of signings and getting into where we sign our cover star, Amad Diallo. Less than £10 million. How about free? Released from Manchester United. If you watched the Sunderland video on Monday, you know this guy was an absolute baller in the Championship, and he's going to do it again here. Now, in this save, he didn't go out on loan and didn't get that £40 million value like we had at Sunderland. Instead, he's rotted at United and done absolutely nothing. Didn't play a single game in the last 2 years. So it's time for him to come to Germany and apply his trade over here. And my God, am I a huge fan of Amad Diallo in real life. And he's going to be fantastic in this save for us. 22 years of age, a free signing, already worth £30 million. 16 dribbling, 16 first touch, 17 determination, 16 flair, 16 acceleration, and 16 agility. Amad Diallo, the cover star, is going to carry this club to European glory. We're going to win Champions Leagues with Amad Diallo and his old Sunderland teammate when he was on loan there, Edouard Michou. This guy was also on loan at the same time from PSG, a very good young French midfielder. Also a free signing after his loan spell at Dynamo Demirspor. He was okay, come back, played in the PSG second team and didn't really do much and got released. So here comes to Schalke. 2.5-star ability, 3.5-star potential ability, 22 years of age. And like I said, a free signing. I'm never going to stuff my nose up at a free signing of 123 that can actually do some bits in our team. And Moreno Zivkovic is the next signing, a Croatian centre-back. Yes, if you have not scouted Croatia on this year's FM or on any FM, what are you doing? £2 million what you pay for this guy. And he is set up to be a fantastic defender. The Holy Trinity, 12 heading, 13 marking and 13 tackling. Great pace, great actual fitness, great decision making, determinations and composure at his age as well, at just 21. Playing for the under 21 team, one of the best under 21s teams on the game is Croatia. £2 million. That's an absolute steal for Moreno Zivkovic. Martinelli's come in. Not the Arsenal one. That would be pretty ridiculous, wasn't it? The CDM from Fluminense. This guy, again, looks very, very well-rounded. Looks a bit like Di Zarate. Is as cheap as him as well. £1.2 million. An absolute bargain. This guy was a backup in Brazil, so he's really going to be a backup for us as well behind Dardai, who we signed last summer. But he's a very, very good player to come in and be a rotational option. Good on the ball, well-rounded, exactly what we needed. We also needed a backup to the king striker, Brian Lasme, and Brazilian 22-year-old from Zuidwagen, Mateus Maciedo, is the guy I have signed. Now, I've never heard of this guy. You might not have either. Well, he looks really good as a backup striker. 14 finishing, 12 composure, good pace, 6'1", great off the ball work, and signed for £4 million. We've had to go a bit wild with our signings in this save. I've never been so restricted with finances. Not only is it less than £10 million bargains, at this point it is less than 5 because I can't bring anyone in with any sort of money because there is no money at the club whatsoever. He has just joined Zuidwagen from Chernomor in Bulgaria. Before that was in the UAE. So this guy is not well known at all, I don't think. And he looks very good. We'll see what we can get out of Big Mateus. Hopefully lots and lots of goals. I'll be surprised if it's not at least sort of 15 goals in a season with them sort of stats, being 22 years of age as well. Hopefully he can be fantastic. And our final signing is Anyan Khalili from Israel. This guy again looks fantastic. Great pace, great dribbling, great finishing, great determination, and again, £2.3 million, an absolute bargain. Scored 7 goals in 13 last season at his home club. So this guy's hopefully going to come in and be fantastic for us. We're using the same 4-3-3, Muller, Matriarchi, Dardai, Zivkovic, Merkin, Di Zarate, Schallenberg, Wadrego, Novoa, Amad Diallo, and Lasme is our strongest team. I think that team is going to be good enough to, again, secure top half. It's really hard to progress to the next level when you've got literally no money. Again, finances-wise, we're positive. We're doing well on the debt. It's just not going down quick enough. And I'm worried that this 5 years we're going to run out of time. We'll have to see. You'll have to hold on to the end to see if we actually do run out of time. But the squad's looking good. I'm very happy. Let's get into it. The end of season number 3. Trust me, these results are absolutely fantastic. Before I get there, I need to say a massive, massive shout out to absolute legends on Patreon. The guys on screen right now, you are literally helping change my life. You are literally unbelievable. There has been so many new patrons in the last couple of weeks, and you guys are absolute heroes. What you get over there is these rebuild files. So at the end of season number 5, I upload them. And if you want anything in between as well, feel free to drop me a message and I can send you them. You guys are obviously helping make this content better, this support better. The microphone is brand new, pretty much from you legends on Patreon over the last few months. So a massive thank you to you guys. You are absolute heroes. And if you do feel like you can support, down the bottom of the description is the Patreon link. Feel free to head over there. A massive thank you. But let's get into it. The season 3 results. Sign a new WONDERKIDS striker and get him to replace Brian Lasme. It doesn't matter. He is so good. 19 goals and 8 assists. And because I actually locked in the striker with this one, he moved himself out to right wing and decided, you know what, I'll go and score loads of goals over there instead. So 12 goals and 6 assists there. And when he played up front, 7 goals and 2 assists in 8 games. Brian Lasme, ladies and gentlemen, is an absolute king and has guided Schalke to a top 4 finish. Your eyes do not deceive you by spending around £15 million is what we've spent so far, I reckon. If we just check 9.5 and 8, £17 million, we've transformed Schalke into a Champions League side. Unbelievable things. Well, that is a fantastic start, I should say. 11 assists for our new Brazilian striker, Macchiato. 8 goals as well. Very, very impressive that. That is a fantastic return for someone that cost £4 million from the Belgian league. So Mateus Macchiato could be your new striker. Brian Lasme was 3rd on the average ratings list. We were 4th in the league. Leipzig have gone back-to-back. Bayern are not going to be happy. I don't think we're ever going to be able to win this league because Bayern are going to be looking to turn this form around very quickly. Dortmund are sitting in 3rd. We're obviously in 4th and quite a way clear of 5th place as well. A 30 goal difference is fantastic, meaning the defenders we signed were brilliant. 0.97 goals per game, less than a goal per game is superb. 1.85 goals per game is superb. And if we look at the league stats actually individually, we were 5th on most goals scored, 2nd on goals conceded. We weren't anywhere on possession because right now that is not what we're looking to do. We're looking to get big results. 8th on passes completed and the most important, 4th on points per game. A fantastic, fantastic season. And it wasn't just Big Brian that turned up. Big Hassan decided he wanted a piece of the cake as well. £74 million value, a leading Bundesliga player. We've been doing this save for 3 years. He's now made 3 caps for Germany and he has progressed a ridiculous amount in just this last year. Now, if we go to the training development, if we can get there again, because I am very, very stupid and I forget how to find these things. Progress is the one I am looking for, and we go for all time. 3 years, ladies and gentlemen. 4 anticipation, 3 composure, 3 concentration, 2 off the ball, 1 leadership, 2 positioning. His attributes on technical, all but 3 have gone up. His physical stats, all but 1 have gone up. He has literally had one of the biggest glow ups I've seen in just 3 years on FM. 98 caps now for Schalke, 15 goals. This guy is an absolute superstar. He's consistent. He might want to leave because he wants a brand new contract. Well, don't worry, Hassan. We'll get you that contract and you'll be here forever. He's going to be a Schalke legend. Cover star Amad Diallo. Also fantastic, 8 goals and 6 assists. Yes, he is superb on this year's FM. He was good in the championship. I wondered, could he do it at the top flight as well? Yes, he can. Consistent, loves a big match. Amad Diallo, if you're not using him on this year's FM and you're on a budget, leave it. He's not going to go out on loan for the first season or the second season on the majority of saves. You'll get him for free and he will absolutely kill whatever league you are in. He is superb. And the board, well, they're thinking we've got money now. £45 million transfer budget. Yes, please. We can sign some actually good Wonderkids. And money-wise, the debts are coming down. The balance is looking good. Schalke, we are getting you there. We've got some way to go just yet, but we are going to get there. Baluk was very good with 6 goals and 4 assists. John Derry Merkin with 3 and 8 as well. Zivkovic, a fantastic season. 6.79 as the, how young he is. Hugo Navoa has gone back into that sort of rotational role that I thought he might do, given his stats aren't actually that fantastic. I'm not surprised he's gone down that route. Marius Muller's been fantastic in goal this whole season as well. 32 years of age. A very well-rounded goalkeeper to concede just 33 goals in 34. That right there is a fantastic season, number 3. And I've not mentioned the DFB Pokal because we're useless in it. We have been every single season, so ignore it. This doesn't matter. It's the most beautiful trophy there is, but don't worry about it, all right? We're going for the Champions League instead. Season 4, £45 million. Who can we sign? Well, yes, Kempi. Marius Muller was fantastic last season in goal. You're all screaming that at your screen, so why would you sign a young goalkeeper to come in and replace him? Because it's Zion Suzuki. This guy has never been on my saves when I've ever looked for him before. Until this one, I don't care. He's coming in. 19 strength and 17 kicking. This guy, when Manchester United were looking at him, you can tell I'm a United fan and a Christmas fan as well, of course. You can see that this guy, all the sort of compilations of him were how good he was at distributing the ball. And Michael, could we use some of that right now, as well as the shot stopping ability? 18 balance, 18 jump reach, 17 kicking. He looks absolutely outrageously good, and I've never seen him on FM before. He's also incredibly consistent and loves big matches, so the Champions League is built built for Zion Suzuki, and if we wanted to sign a young goalkeeper, this was the season to do it, because after this season, pretty much all the good goalkeepers are going to be above the age of 23. So Zion is in, and of course, it was just £4.5 million from Urara in Japan. He looks fantastic. He's been brilliant over there as well, and we're going to bring him in. He's going to be brilliant here in Germany too. So welcome that man, Zion Suzuki. Pablo Torre. Yes, he's from the Barcelona Academy. Yes, he's killing it at Girona in real life right now. Yes, we picked him up on a free contract. These free contracts are getting ridiculous. How are they so good? I don't know. But look at your sort of under 23s that are expiring and pick them up. £35,000 a week is pretty much all we've paid this guy. We have not paid a single penny for him other than that. He's a fantastic central attack midfielder, a absolute baller, and was obviously through the Racing Santander save, which, if my mind casts me back, work the space to the Racing Santander save, and Pablo Torre was a baller in that. If you know about that, pop that in the comments down below. I think I'm correct on that one. He's got great technique, great flair, great vision. He's an absolute baller. And again, a free signing, so you cannot go wrong. Wolfgang Exweiler was a player we actually we released. We didn't sign him through our youth academy system. I signed him again. He got decent enough potential. He's going to be our backup left back at 16. Good old Wolfgang has come in. Kenneth Schmidt is our next signing. £3.5 million to be a centre back for us. A rotational one at that. Extremely consistent, and he loves big matches. In fact, he relishes them. He's got 16 pace. He's got the holy trinity of defensive attributes, and is fantastic, and is £4 million. Well, £3.5 million. 3 years playing top flight Bundesliga football. Again, yes, please. I will take him all day long. Valentin Gomez is his centre-back partner. Argentinian from Vélez, signed for £7 million, and again has been fantastic over in Argentina. He is 5'11", so it's a bit of an Alessandro Martinez regen / real life player, if you will. 16 bravery, again, a fantastic defending, heading and marking. Very consistent, loves big matches, and I'm a huge fan of Valentin Gomez, another absolute bargain, and one of my favourite players on FM, one of my favourite players in real life, for the only reason that I was there when this guy was 18, training on the sideline, watching his club Sparta Prague win to a 4-0 victory when I went to Prague. It's Adam Karabec. Now this guy, I've got absolutely no other affiliation with him other than that, but in every single save, I seem to look at him and want to sign him. In this save, he's turned into an absolute baller for the first ever time that I've seen. 12 goals in the season before last, where he got 5 and 5 and a 7.15 average rating, and his stats are outrageous. So we're moving into a 4-2-3-1 again. Great pace, great flair, great dribbling, great technique. Adam Kadabet was a signing for £8 million, an absolute bargain. And like I said, I've got a massive affiliation with him for absolutely no other reason other than the fact that I've seen him train on the side of a game before. Adam Karabak, welcome to the club. New striker, Anthony Descotti. Now, yes, Brian Lasmeyer has been fantastic, but we can see if we can progress someone as well, because Macado, I mean, he was our backup striker last year to Lasmeyer, and Lasmeyer playing on the right, and we've got a very good little rotation option, and with the Champions League coming up, another striker would be good. So Anthony Descotti is in, again, a signing for £9.5 million from Charleroi in Belgium. Again, has been bagging goals for fun. 17 last season in the second tier of Belgium, but 11 in the top flight is good. The season before that, what happened to him? I don't know. But he's a bagsman, right? Great determination, great fitness, great pace, great finishing, great composure. Anthony Descott is our brand new striker and is hopefully going to bag goals for fun for us. Now, I've signed someone at £10 million exactly, and that's Van der Laan. Now, it's on the border. I accept it's a little bit too much maybe on one player, but it is a less than £10 million thing, and I believe we paid £9,999,999 for him. And, well, that's not what it says there, is it? But that's what we're going to say for the sake of the rebuild. He played 17 games last season at Palmeiras, 4 assists, 7.26 average rating, and is fantastic. Is the best left back we could see by a country mile, so I broke the rules by £1, let's say, because it is what it is, all right? He's not the most, well, he's very consistent. He doesn't exactly love big matches, but he's going to be good enough for us, and he makes our team look fantastic. We actually spent £42 million this summer. We did sell Zarate because he hadn't been sort of progressing at all, and Baluk, even though he was quite good last season. Again, players that left last season: Ayadin, Baumgartel, Karacha, Becker, and Bruna. Yeah, there's a lot of outgoings, there's a lot of incomings, there's a lot going on, but the first team is looking absolutely beautiful, and we have completely revamped the age profile of this Schalke side. Suzuki in goal, Matrocini, Schmidt, Gomez, and Van der Laan, Dardai, Wadrego, Diallo, Khalili, Kadabets, and Descotti. This team is actually beautiful. We have done such a good job, if I say so myself, at completely flipping the sort of script of Schalke. They were set to be down in the dumps in just 3 years, this is our 4th season, we've got the whole squad under 32, under 27, other than our backup goalkeeper. That is an absolute dub, in my opinion. Finances are great. We are clearing the debt. We are moving Schalke on. It is our first season in the Champions League again since 2017, 2018. So let's see what we can do with the mighty Schalke. When our first season back in the Champions League, we did progress through the league phase, coming 16th with 4 wins and 4 losses. We beat Marseille, Dynamo, Napoli and Trabzonspor, and we lost to Barcelona, PSG, Milan and Salzburg. Is a little bit annoying, but a very, very good sort of set of results there. You'd expect us to lose to Barca, PSG, Milan. You'd expect us to beat Salzburg maybe. And we go into the knockoff playout round. We actually beat Marseille 6-3 on aggregate there before facing PSG again, when we lost 5-0 on aggregate. PSG are quite good. Mbappe's still here. Yeah, it's to be expected, okay? He's very good. We'll leave it at that. Mbappe, ladies and gentlemen. Competitions-wise, we didn't even let the Champions League affect us that much. We were very, very good. We come 5th on 56 points and somehow got the Champions League. Again, it must be due to the coefficient rankings. We must have done well overall because we're in 5th and we've got Champions League, which I've, again, not seen in Germany before, but I'll certainly take it. Adam Karabek, a 7.22 average rating, making one of the best players in the Bundesliga. Goals-wise, we didn't have anyone in the top or assists, which is a little bit disappointing, but it means we were so well-rounded as a squad, which I guess is even better. 15 goals, 6 assists from Karabek, 15 goals, 5 assists from Descotti, and 13 goals, 7 assists from Asa Rodrigo. 12 goals and 10 assists for the revival of Hugo Novoa. This guy is like a yo-yo. He's up, he's down, he's everywhere. He scores goals for fun. Amad Diallo, 8 and 9. Pablo Torre, 4 and 5. Dardai, 4 and 3. Brian Lasme, I can't even see him. 3 goals, 1 assist. The biggest fall-off you've ever seen. Rest in peace, our boy Brian. Unlucky Brian, mate. You've not quite made it, but you are here in the Champions League. And did you play? You started and made 10 off the bench in the Champions League. So you know what, Brian? You did it, mate. You didn't RRP. You smashed it. You absolutely smashed it. The finances as well, because of that Champions League run, are outrageously good. The Champions League brings so much money. It's fantastic. We've got £100 million in the bank, and the debts are down to £100 million as well. We are nearly clear of the debt. If we would spend all of our money on the debt, we would be £1 million in the red. And I tell you what, from the start, that is a bloody good effort. I tell you that right now. We have got one more season. I'm going to try and get you some absolute wonder kids. £47 million, 180k in the wage budget. Let's go. Let's move this to the next step and lift a Bundesliga trophy. Might be too far. And what a much more sort of down-to-earth window this one. £16 million spent overall. And number 1 is a backup right back, Alex Freeman from the Orlando City Academy. 19 determination. Outrageous how high that is. 16 marking, 12 tackling, 12 heading, 6'2", great pace. A backup right back with an absolute mission to make it in Europe. Alex Freeman, welcome to Schalke. You're going to be a fantastic player for us. Gustav Klodstad Nyheim from Norway, a Norwegian player who looks outrageous. It's not Naipan. He was a little bit more than 10 million. This is the budget Naipan. We spent a grand total of 2.5 million on him. He's from Mulder and he's fantastic. He's been absolutely smashing it as well. 16 determination, 16 natural fitness, so he can run a hell of a lot. Great dribbling, great first touch, great long shots, passing, technique and vision. And again, 6'2". He argues with officials. I love that so much. I want him to be in the officials' ears, like a bit of Bruno Fernandes vibes. He's very, very consistent and hopefully he can be a star player for us. We've looked at Alex Freeman already. Angel Alcaron is our next signing to be a left winger. Left winger's been a little bit weak in the last couple of years, and maybe this guy can be the superstar we need. 16 dribbling, 17 agility and 16 flair. Stand out straight away. Signed from Atletico Madrid. I believe he's from the Barcelona Academy and moved over there before going out on loan to Famil Xiao, and we signed him for £6 million. Angel Alcaron on your saves is in the Barcelona Youth Academy. Again, he looks fantastic, doesn't he? And for a grand total of £6 million, you can't argue. Very consistent, loves big matches, are my 2 favourite things. If you've watched the channel before, you know that. I love that saying, and it is my saying. And if I ever get any merchandise, consistent, loves big matches will be right across the front of it. And Vladimir Esgeta is the first regen and only regen we have signed. Now, I do try and keep these 2 non-regens when we sign them because you guys can't find them on your saves if they're regens. And obviously, you do get a save on Patreon and you get to use these regens, but a lot of you guys aren't doing that. You're watching the video and looking for Wonder Kids. So we've signed one, all right? He looks fantastic. He was too good not to sign. £5 million from Osijek in Croatia. And again, little tip, look in Croatia for your Wonder Kids. They are is the gold mine of Wonder Kids. Great aggression, bravery, determination. 6'1", the holy trinity of absolute dreams. 15 headed, 17 tackling, and 13 marking. Great pace, and he is going to be fantastic for us. And that is all we did in terms of incomings this season. It was a very reserved window from us, which is good to see because you don't always need to spend all the money, and that's how you get the finances looking right. Suzuki in goal, Matriani, Schmidt, Gomez, Van der Laan, Rodrigo, Dardai, Diallo, Cadabets, Alcaron, and Descotti up front. Muller, Freeman, Zivkovic, Esgeta, Merkin, Schellenberg, Martinelli, Novoa, Nyheim, Torre, and Macchiato as our backup. Suzuki last season as well, forgot to mention, was very, very decent for us. 29 games and 40 goals conceded. A bit more than Muller would have done, but you know what? A good season for a 23-year-old, developing very, very well as well. A huge, huge fan. Now, we've got one more season to do. How can we do it? Remember, at the end of this season, we're going to check out the full progress of Asan Ouedraogo, and it is unbelievable when we get there as well. So let's see what we can do. Champions League, Pokal, Bundesliga, treble. Well, I tell you what, if I didn't get humbled by not getting the treble, it's because we lost 1-0 in the second round to Paderborn. That is absolutely awful in terms of the DFB Pokal. We got second rounded in every single season of this 5 years, which means it wasn't meant to be. But I tell you what was meant to be. We've done it. We've actually done it. In season 5, we have won the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich in this save has been absolutely awful, winning it just twice. And we've won it this year on 69 points. Basically no points. That is not even that good of a point tally. 5 points more than we got in our third season in this save, and we've absolutely smashed it. 38 goals. We've actually won the 8th Bundesliga title. When we're sitting there spending no money whatsoever with no hope, I genuinely did not have an absolute pray that this was going to happen. Schalke, Bundesliga champions. It's been a long old time since that's been seen, but it is back. Adam Karabek was fantastic. 14 goals and 4 assists as that shallow striker in the cam role. Unbelievable signing. If you can get him, get him. Like I said, for me, I've seen him train once. I'm a big fan. Angel Alcaron, 12 assists and 5 goals, 15 assists overall for him. He was very, very good in the Champions League as well. We'll get there in just a second. In terms of big matches, he relishes them. In consistency, he was fantastic as well. And in terms of Asan Ouedraogo, wow. What a player. 18 goals and 5 assists in 47 games. I actually have never really used him this much. 164 goals and 164 games and 34 goals. In terms of his progression over this whole save, I'm actually baffled. I have never really seen so many +4s in my life. So many +2s, so many +3s. Unbelievable progression from Asan Ouedraogo, and it's something to be proud of. We have made him one of the best players in the world. Now 8 caps for Germany, £77 million value. He does want to leave, so if you are going to pick this save up, give him a brand new contract. In fact, you know what? We'll do that for you right now, shall we? Oh, no, we won't. He's going to, all right, he wants to go and do the Euros first. So, but after that, get Asan on a brand new contract. He is fantastic. Champions League were round of 16 by Arsenal, who got all the way to the final. PSG have won it 3 times in a row. We beat Milan in the knockout playoff round, which is great in the league phase. We got 3 wins against Feyenoord, Lens, and Sociedad. We drew to FC Rapid, which is awful, and lost to Leipzig, Tottenham, Spurs, and Barcelona and Chelsea. But you know what? This 5-year rebuild has been ridiculous. Probably one of my best rebuilds I've ever done. Anthony Descotti, I've never heard of him. 19 goals and 9 assists in the Bundesliga. Great determination, great natural fitness, great finishing, great pace. I'm such a big fan of what we've done in this rebuild. We've literally ripped up a club that were doing absolutely nothing to be superstars. Ahmad, 13 goals and 7 assists. Alcaron was touched on already, was brilliant. We've already got some players here that were here from the very start as well, like Henning Matriani, I believe was here from day one. He might be the only one. Marius Muller is still here. Merkin is still here. Schallenberg is still here. Maybe they're backups now, but from the Bundesliga 2 to German champions, I think they'll take that. And my most impressive thing is clearing the debt. Effectively, £166 million in the bank, £40 million in debt. If you put that money into the debt, it's clear. And you've got £120 million to spend. And for you lot on Patreon, £85 million transfer budget, £90,000 wage budget. I don't think you'll see a better Schalke rebuild on YouTube for this whole FM cycle. In fact, ever. What a rebuild. We've done it with Wonder Kids under the age of 23. If you guys would like to put the save up on Patreon, like I said, that is down below. If you want to watch any other rebuilds, we rebuilt Sunderland on Monday down here, and it was superb.